And I am back, Reloading Bench, back with you all once again. Tonight, well, it depends on when you actually see this video or when I get my lazy behind to publish it. But today was a twofer. And what I meant by twofer, I talked about the punch set that I picked up totally by accident, unintended. And this was ordered a while back. And this was an impulse buy. I do that at times. I absolutely do not and did not need this, but this was kind of like, I'm going to compare it to Costco. You know, when you go to Costco and you see the pack of 50 rolls of toilet paper for, you know, $6.99 or whatever the real price is, and then you buy it, and then you get home and you realize you had some toilet paper and you didn't need 60 rolls. But if you bought, you know, spent the same price at Safeway, you know, get 12 rolls. So I'm going to use the frame Such a Deal. So as you can see, this is from Crimson Trace. And by reading the word focus, you can probably guess what this is. And that's interesting packing. You'd think they would put some stuffing around the box instead of using the box edge. So who knows? I like to browse the equivalent of years ago, and I don't know if they still do it. It was called the Daily Deals, and you could find anything on the Daily Deals: computers, electronics, all kinds of stuff. So this was one of the Daily Deals, and my only experience with Crimson Trace is in the laser space, laser devices / laser grips. And what this is, and that's good to see that it's hasn't been opened and or returned by somebody else. I've had that happen before with the Rainforest. This is the Crimson Trace 2 series rifle scope. It's glass, and it's the CSA 2624 model. It's fully illuminated. I don't have any. I'm a Nikon Monarch brand. I've been a big fan, if I can stop stuttering, and I haven't even had an AT. I've been a big fan of the Nikon glass for a long time because it's been what I would call economical. In fact, so economical that Nikon has exited the scope business because it probably wasn't generating them enough revenue. So I would say that the Nikon scopes that I have tried in the past have been just phenomenal, to the point where, you know, I would prefer to buy a Monarch series if it was available today, or some of their larger glass, larger magnification and such, but it's not. We've gone over to Vortex, been happy with Vortex. So I have zero experience with Crimson Trace. So this, I went out on a limb when I opted to purchase this. And one of the reasons I opted to purchase this was the Such a Deal factor, the Costco factor. So it's not that I'm getting quantity here, but I do feel I'm getting a value, because if you look at the price of this scope, or what it was. So my guess is that Crimson Trace is going to be exiting the space as well. Don't need this, didn't need it, but couldn't pass up the deal because it was a fraction, and I mean that literally, of its original list price. And, you know, I'm not a big fan of seeing a company sell something for $100 and then mark it down to $79.99, and then they mark up the price to $150, so you think you're getting it for half off when you're only getting like maybe 15% off. So Midway had this, and still does. Well, actually, I don't know. Midway had this, and their original price was the 15 or 20% off the manufacturer's list price. And then for the daily deal, or for the deal, I like stickers, I collect the stickers. For the deal, the daily deal on gun.deals, or is it guns.deal? It's either one of those. The deal was 50% off that. So you know, this was the equivalent of, you know, upwards of $1,000 piece of glass for less than a third of that. So, but I'm not a big fan of 30mm tubes, usually inch tubes for me. But again, beggars can't be choosers. So I thought I would give this a try. And this particular scope, I think, was 6x24x50, 56mm. Yeah, so the tube is a 34mm tube. The magnification is 6-24x, so great for long range. I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful finish. I would expect it to be. Serial number, made in Japan, as the Nikons are, obviously. 6x24, and it's a 56mm objective, and 1/4 inch MOA. Graduations, leveling indicators for mounting. I'm going to assume that's what these white dashes are. And I like using my iPhone with a bubble. Oh, I thought this was kind of nice. Instead of having your standard, you know, covers with the elastomer lines across the scope, you've actually got, well, that's tight. You've actually got pop-up. That's a nice touch. Something that I was thinking about doing for a recent scope. So yeah, that's quite nice. Again, if you look at the scope online, you can see that probably wasn't going to come out clear. The reticle, the illuminated reticle, looks like red, crimson trace red. First person focal. 25 MOA turrets with Resettable Zero. Advanced MOC2 coatings for maximum clarity on the glass. Lightweight aluminum. It weighs 35.5 ounces, and as I said before, it was made in Japan. So I'm going to call this an unboxing, first look at I would just call this a nice piece of glass. Construction-wise, fit and finish, that it will find a home on some project in the future. And with all the laws they're passing, better to have something when you don't need it than to not have it when you need it. So that's kind of my approach to my philosophy to goodies like this. So again, this was a total impulse purchase, and it was strictly price driven. Well, very. I'll be reading the instructions before I start messing with anything. Upright. Yeah, it just has a really nice feel to it, and I don't have a project for it right now, so it will not see the light of day, no pun intended, for a little bit of time. But I thought it was worthy of an unboxing. That if anybody out there who, you know, the 5 of you who watch my channel, if you're looking for a piece of glass, just look out on Midway, because these may still be on sale, and their whole line was on sale. So again, me guesses a liquidation process is occurring, and Crimson Trace will be getting out of the scope business in the very near future, and knocking over all my bullets. So yeah, it was a great deal. You know, for $3. Thank you, Uncle Sam, for refunding the money that I lent you all last year. CSA 2624, so that's the 6x24, and what did the 2 stand for? Well, I can't remember. But it seems like a nice piece of glass. And again, I'm not that discriminating of a long-range shooter that I would need something super expensive. So This kind of got me an expensive piece of glass with lots of goodies for not spending the money. So we'll call this one another plus for the evening. Alrighty, take care.